hostess, Pansy Schmidt. I am delighted to have you here in the throne room. Please give a nice greeting to my security staff, wash and wear, and I don't even have to iron them. They're very low maintenance. We've got a great show for you tonight. I would like to unveil a project that's been in development here at the Princess just for ages. And it's got 5,000 acres, 2,000 indentured servants, 1 warrior princess, and it's Pantopia, a Pansy Warrior Princess Utopia. Take it away, Floyd.
We at Pantopia have something for everyone. Choose from the following styles for your new home. The majestic castle. The stately manor house, or the lowly hovel. Pantopia can accommodate all budgets. Got a rumbly in your tumbly? Visit the meat and mutton marketplace. All of the meat and mutton you can stuff in your gaping maw. Meat eaters only. There will not be any tofutton at the meat and mutton marketplace. Step back into simpler times at the stupendous stables. No cars here in Pantopia. Get around town either on horseback or in a quaint carriage. Most importantly, the Pantopia Code of Conduct. Here at Pantopia, we have community values that are a foundation for our way of life. Lords, ladies, and even serfs must remember their fealty to our glorious founder, Pansy Warrior Princess. It was her foresight to have lute music playing throughout Pantopia, her innovation to have gaming consoles in every home, and her genius to keep out marauding hordes by arming each citizen of Pantopia to the teeth. As a reminder, absolutely no handheld gaming devices allowed in Pantopia. Justice prevails. All violators of the Pantopia Code of Conduct will be publicly executed or tortured at the, you guessed it, Pantages Theater.
And speaking of utopias, tonight I thought I'd review Bioshock, which is actually a story of a failed utopia, certainly not, relevant to Pantopia. This great game is just tremendous. It's a title for the Xbox 360. It came out in fall of 2007, and pretty much everybody has named this as Game of the Year, and for good reason. This game is amazing. It's a first-person shooter, in case you've been in Oubliette all year and don't know what's going on. You play a guy whose plane crashes in the middle of the ocean. There's an underwater city called Rapture. If that's not enough to freak you out, I can't help you. You go around and kill these things called splicers. They're like humanoid mutants that have had way too much plastic surgery. It's a lot like Hollywood, actually. And the game's tremendous. The villains that you meet are terrifying. The sounds that they make, the big daddies, you can hear them coming from far off. It's great. It'll give you nightmares. I absolutely promise you. If you held a crossbow to my head and made me say something unpleasant about the game, I would complain that you couldn't just change your tonics and plasmids at will. You had to wait until you got to, the refill station, and that was a little bit tedious. But other than that, I highly recommend this game. I give it 5 battle axes. In the distance, I see my faithful falcon, Serendipity, with today's viewer mail. Nicely done. There's going to be an aviary in Pantopia. That's where Serendipity will live, just so you know. Dear Pansy, how big is your castle? Signed, Charles. Well, Chuck, it's actually a pretty personal question. How big is yours? And here's another thing, lords and ladies. Size does not matter. It's not the size of your castle. It's how much boiling oil you can pour on intruders. That counts, just so you know. To give you an idea of the scale of my castle, here's a full view of the throne room, just so you can get a sense of the scale that we're working with here. And this is just one of the 55 rooms of my castle and 37 and a half privies. We've got a master suite, we've got a guest wing, we've got a dining room, a great hall, we've got, of course, a dungeon. What castle would be complete without a dungeon? It's a festival of interior design. Lords and ladies, as always, I would like to end with a quote from my hero, Mr. Oscar Wilde, and he said, "Fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable it must be altered every 6 months." And that, lords and ladies, is why I wear armor. Lords and ladies, good night and good morrow. Woo! That's some good times right there. My dogs are barking. They're not, I just wanted to say that.